Pre-season preparations continue as Borussia Dortmund's Japanese tour sees them go to the national stadium to face FC Tokyo at the MUFG Stadium. So BVB lost the first match of the tour 1-0 to Cerezo Osaka as head coach Niko Kovac played a young side. For Rikizo Matsuhashi's FC Tokyo, they were runners-up in the J1 Special Season 100-Year Vision League and will provide a stern test for the Black and Yellows today. FC Tokyo are further on in their preparations for the new season than Borussia Dortmund. And so it will be a very good test for the side that Niko Kovac has named today. Well, you can see that Valdemar Anton is the captain for Borussia Dortmund today. And it will be Sei Moroya of FC Tokyo as well to go through the pre-match rituals as soon as possible with today's referee Koji Takasaki. And a little bit of team news for you. So for Borussia Dortmund, it's still holiday time for the players who went to the World Cup, or a few of them at least. So for example, keeper Gregor Kobel, Rami Bensebaini, Julian Riersen and Marcel Sabitzer are not here. Emre Can and Nico Schlotterbeck are injured, while Filippo Mane picked up a knock in the Cerezo Osaka loss the other day. Only Joe Bellingham, Luca Reggiani and Samuele Inacio keep their places as Niko Kovac shuffles the pack to give the whole squad some minutes. And the players emerging from the tunnel as the FC Tokyo team news, the new signing Nikolai Vallis takes a place on the bench as it's a strong lineup which is named with Alexander Schultz marshalling the defence and the Brazilian Marcelo Ryan up front. Veteran ex-Inter left-back Yuto Nagatomo misses out completely though. As I said, FC Tokyo are further on in the pre-season preparations than Borussia Dortmund. They start their season next week, in fact. And they are a team who did very well last season. It was a special season in Japan as they transitioned to the worldwide footballing calendar. Another truncated in-between season. They came second and lost in the playoff final to Cerezo Osaka, who also topped the table. He's going through the pre-match photo shoot here, the players mingling together. An excellent atmosphere as well in the National Stadium. So Rikizo Matsuhashi has done an excellent job in the 18 months or so that he's been at FC Tokyo. Can he take them up to the next level though and perhaps win the J1 League? Moved here from Albirex Niigata, having won the J2 League title in 2022 with that side, and he kept them comfortably in the top flight. Can he now perhaps win the championship with FC Tokyo? They will also have the AFC Champions League commitments to deal with this coming season. And they start their competitive season next week against Machida Zelvia. As for Borussia Dortmund, well, their first competitive match is in 3 weeks. It's the Super Cup against the double winners Bayern at the Signal Iduna Park. A week later, there's the big Bundesliga kick-off with a home fixture against Hamburg before they face another Hamburg side, HEBC Hamburg, They are the lower league opponents in the DFB Cup. As we see Niko Kovac looking nice and relaxed. Will not be too worried about that 1-0 defeat the other day to Osaka. Looking to get minutes into the legs of the players in this pre-season. Well, we will have a minute's silence to commemorate the victims of the earthquake in Japan earlier in the week before we get started.
And 28th of July. At this time, we would like to observe a moment of silence in memory of those who lost their lives. Please rise.
Liebe Besucherinnen und Besucher, wir bitten um Ihre Aufmerksamkeit. Bei dem Erdbeben in der Präfektur Kumamoto am 28. Juli kamen viele Menschen ums Leben. Zum Gedenken an die Verstorbenen bitten wir Sie nun, sich zu einer Schweigeminute zu erheben.
Mokto. Onaori kudasai. Thank you. Please take your seats.
Vielen Dank.
Right, immaculately observed. They're very respectful for the victims of the earthquake in Japan. Now we are ready to go with this pre-season friendly between FC Tokyo and Borussia Dortmund. And we see Kani Chukwuemeka in the starting lineup today, the Austrian midfielder. There are many changes for Niko Kovac's side, as you would expect, but still pretty strong with Fabio Silva up top today, supported by Maximilian Bayer. It's Felix Umecha and Chukwuemeka in the middle. At the back, Valdemar Anton will be marshalling alongside Romeo Ritter, an 18-year-old centre-back from the under-19s. Luca Reggiani also in the back four for Borussia Dortmund, who get the game underway then. Patrick Dreves with the long clearance upfield. Normally the third choice keeper, but with no Gregor Kobel here. It's Alexander Meyer who got the nod the other day against Cerezo Osaka. Patrick Dreves in today, the 33-year-old. Here's Anton, the captain for today. He'll be missing Nico Schlotterbeck for the first couple of months of the season. It's a big blow for Borussia Dortmund. However, they do have plenty of cover and young players coming through as well. Plus their new signing, Joan Gadou, 19-year-old Frenchman from Salzburg. As against Cerezo Osaka, Borussia Dortmund did look a little jet-lagged, a little tired. And they found it difficult against the hard-pressing Japanese style. Let's see how they deal with this one today against FC Tokyo. A couple of days preparation as well. Although apparently their daily rhythm is on European time to avoid getting jet lag when they go back to Europe as much as possible. They fly back to Germany tomorrow. As the ball is sprayed out here towards the right-hand side. Svensson out there. He normally plays on the left. He's playing further out on the right-hand side today. It's a little experiment there from Niko Kovac. As the ball is hoisted forward. They're looking for Nagakura out on the left. He's supporting Marcelo Ryan, number 9, the Brazilian striker, up front. Strangely, in the FC Tokyo side, there are 2 players named Kento Hashimoto. And the number 18 is a defensive midfielder. The other, number 42, the left back. As Inacio just laying the ball off. Now this is Anton. And the ball cut out there by Hashimoto, the left back. He's run into trouble there, though. Joe Bellingham coming across just to take the ball away. Very popular player here in Japan, Joe Bellingham. You'll have noticed in the build-up plenty of the Japanese fans holding up scarves or wearing his shirt. There's Reggiani towards Svensson. That's a nice looking ball forward. Chukwuemeka just trying to drive forward and then putting the pressure on Kim, the goalkeeper for FC Tokyo. Korean international with 90 caps. 35-year-old. As we see a foul there from Kane Sato, who has experience of playing in Germany, never made an appearance for the Werder Bremen first team, but did play for the reserves. As they're looking for Chukwuemeka, goes down in the box, he's looking at the referee. Nothing doing though. Down under the challenge of Hayato Inamura, who has been signed this summer from Celtic. He made one Scottish Premiership appearance. But he's well known to the head coach here, Rikizo Matsuhashi, from their time together at Albirex Niigata. As there is a free kick here, which Svensson can perhaps whip in with his left foot towards goal. And that's also interested, perhaps, young Italian attacker. Broke into the team last season. It's a high ball in, and it didn't look too comfortable there, Seung-gyu Kim. Punching the ball away rather than catching it. It did look a relatively easy one to take. In the end, though, FC Tokyo have got away with that one. As we're just over 5 minutes into this pre-season friendly. Borussia Dortmund certainly have settled quicker than they did against Cerezo Osaka. It was around this time, in fact, in that game where they conceded the only goal. As that's well cut out in the end. Reggiani just anticipating the ball. Back to Dreves. And this is Romeo Ritter. He was in a bit of a tight spot there, but he managed to play it out, the 18-year-old. And he will get the ball again now. Well, the press here being led by Marcelo Ryan. Fabio Silva there, the ball just miscontrolled by the former Wolverhampton Wanderers attacker. Alexander Schultz is the defender at the back with the most experience, the 33-year-old. Over 100 J1 League appearances for him, 17 in the J1 special season. He's won the AFC Champions League with Urawa Red Diamonds, as well as the Japanese Cup with that club. Belgian champion as well earlier in his career with Club Bruges. As here comes Fabio Silva. His attempted cross just blocked there by Inamura. And stretching to try and win the ball back again immediately. Inamura going down and winning the free kick from the referee, Koji Takasaki. Kani Chukwuemeka here just rubbing his knee. Player who travelled to the World Cup with Austria. A little bit of concern there on the face of Niko Kovac due to this knock. Filippo Mane was withdrawn in the first half of the previous friendly. They won't want to lose Kani Chukwuemeka here. Niko Kovac in deep discussion with his assistant and brother Robert Kovac. He does not look comfortable at all, Chukwuemeka. And it does look as though Takato Yamamoto is warming up on the sidelines. That would be a popular decision to bring him on. Chukwuemeka, just as he was trying to drive forward, it looks as though he's just twisted his knee there. Perhaps they'll bring him off as a precaution more than anything in the pre-season. Well, Borussia Dortmund second last season in the Bundesliga, but a long way behind Bayern. He lost in the Champions League playoffs to Atalanta as well after the group stage, and they'll be looking to win their first Bundesliga title since 2012 next season. The rest of their pre-season, they face Premier League champions Arsenal at the Emirates, and Serie A side Roma at the Signal Iduna Park, as it does look as though Kani Chukwuemeka will have to be withdrawn already. Not even 10 minutes on the clock. He's just trying to run it off on the sidelines, by the looks of it. It was just that little stretch there, by the looks of it, that twisted his knee. As we continue here with Borussia Dortmund, temporarily at least down to 10 men. Schultz going infield towards Inamura. Well, that's a decent looking ball forward for FC Tokyo. And good defending in the end there. It was Hummer who had made the burst forward on the left hand side. Lovely ball in behind. In fact, sorry, Nagakure it was who had made the run off the ball. As we see the short corner routine. And the first shot to come in here, and no real problem at all for Patrick Drives. Roya, who fancied his chances, the right back. In his second spell at the club. Also spent time in Germany with Hanover in Bundesliga 2. Over 140 appearances in that league for him. Really popular player as well. Drives. The ball towards Ritter. Ignacio just with the layoff. And the chance here for Maxi Bayer to stretch his legs, as Kim just got there ahead of him. Really good anticipation that from the Korean keeper. Mecha just going between two players, going down, but play goes on with Ignacio. And just selling Maxi Bayer there a little bit short. But this is good pressure from Borussia Dortmund. This is a much improved performance from what we saw in the previous friendly. At the moment, FC Tokyo just being pinned back. Oh, that's a lovely little ball forward. Borussia picks it up. From Atalanta forward. Very bright prospect indeed. Niko Kovac, a big fan of his. And this could be a real breakthrough season for him. Bayer. Reggiani, who broke into the first team last season and looked as though he'd been there the whole time, as there's a snapshot coming in from Fabio Silva. And the diving stop there from Kim. 14th minute. And finally, a shot in real anger in this pre-season friendly. Well, the Portuguese really starting to settle down now into German football. It was a raking shot getting on the end of this lovely little tap there from Chukwuemeka, who seems to have recovered from that knee knock. There's a free kick on the near side in the meantime. Curled in, and that was just off target. It nearly turned into a goal there from Felix and Mecha. It was a cross, just drifting wide. You can see as well the conditions absolutely horrendous here. Rain in Tokyo. The ball has been gifted back to Borussia Dortmund, and Chukwuemeka looking to punish FC Tokyo. It's poor distribution from Kim. Schultz looking to go over the top, but just looked as though Marcelo Ryan just dropping back rather than hanging on the shoulder of the last defender. Dreves. That's sharper passing from Borussia Dortmund as they were looking for Fabio Silva again there. Still a little bit of concern here from Chukwuemeka with that knee, but he looked fit enough here. Well, you can see as he runs off the side of the pitch, not looking 100% comfortable. He wants to continue though. Mecha, one of the few German players who actually shone during the World Cup. Anton. There's Inacio there, just hooked in midfield by Kento Hashimoto, the defensive midfield version. Came in from Spanish side Eibar last summer for a second spell at the club. There are a number of players for FC Tokyo who have returned after spells away. We're into the 18th minute. Still goalless in this pre-season friendly. Borussia Dortmund on top at the moment. It's that one real effort from Fabio Silva, a couple of minutes ago. Well, there could be perhaps an opportunity here for FC Tokyo. Ryan, though, unable to gallop away from the recovering defenders. Lovely ball forward there from Romeo Ritter. Inacio just unable to get on the end of it. And Roy there with a poor ball out from defence on the right-hand side. Svensson was hoping to play the 1-2 there with Chukwuemeka. Decided just to keep the ball simple. Joe Bellingham was looking to make a run forward. Just dropping back here to pick up possession. Samuel Inacio there sliding in, but the ball is broken here for FC Tokyo. And cutting inside, and the deflected effort in the end from Sato. Didn't really get a hold of the shot. He didn't look confident once he cut inside. And here come Borussia Dortmund on the break now. Svensson on the right. And this time they will play the 1-2. Him and Chukwuemeka, he goes down, the Swedish fullback. And it is just scrambled away in the end by Hashimoto, the left back. He actually did very well there, Kento Hashimoto. Managed to get the ball away from the galloping Svensson. There's 20 minutes gone, and perhaps FC Tokyo starting to grow into the game now. Little spell of possession for them. And it has been 80% of the possession so far. Incredible for Borussia Dortmund. Only one shot apiece, though. It does look as though Chukwuemeka is going to have to come off, finally succumbing to that knee injury. You could see Hayato Inamura just going across to commiserate with him. But the fans around the stadium will be happy as the Japanese player Takato Yamamoto, central midfielder, only 18, will be coming on to replace him. He started the game the other day and linked up well with the striker on that day, Serhu Girassi. As we will have a hydration break, it doesn't really look as though we need it with this rain absolutely lashing down. And the referee just taking the opportunity with that substitution being made as Chukwuemeka heads straight down the tunnel for treatment. Borussia Dortmund will be hoping that's nothing too severe. You can see there Joe Bellingham was deep in conversation with Luca Reggiani. Perhaps wants the defender to play balls up into midfielder quicker. As here comes Takato Yamamoto from the Borussia Dortmund reserve side. And a warm welcome from his countrymen.
Number 43, Takato Yamamoto.
It might just be a little bit too soon for him to break into first-team contention this season, but they do have high hopes for him. And will be enjoying himself as well in the reserve side. Well, there seemed to be a whistle there, which confused the players, and now the referee deciding that the throw-in does need to occur again. A bit of confusion there. Well, the chest down there, the first touch from Yamamoto. As Maxi Baye's got plenty of grass in front of him here to sprint into. Mecha clipping the ball out towards the right for Svensson. Just managed to bring it down. It's a tricky ball. Ritter looks very confident, the 18-year-old. Travelling with the squad for the first time. Up from the under-19s. Bellingham. The little layoff towards Reggiani. A couple of flicks there from Felix and Mecha. Inacio. Bellingham keeping it patient. As that flick around the corner, we're looking for Fabio Silva, who's worked back well, but in the end the foul coming in on Sato. Ritter just colliding with him. It's fairly quiet in the stadium. Pretty packed here actually, but it was loud before kickoff, with both sets of fans chanting "You'll never walk alone." And the ball forwards here towards Ryan. He's done well to get there ahead of Anton. And the layoff, though, from Nagakura's towards Ko, who just slipped as he was looking to race onto the ball. And allows Borussia Dortmund to come forward once more. Fabio Silva just dropping deep to create here. It was a deep ball towards Inacio. Nodded on towards Bayer. Well, I think it was a ball in. He was looking for Fabio Silva. It turned into a shot there. Bit of a miss-hit, and Kim having to deal with it with the diving stop. 27 minutes in, that will go down as a shot on target. Working hard there, Yamamoto. And smattering of applause, also from the local fans. Very proud of their own players. The Japanese, as the cross with the right foot there from Svensson. Another one here from Silva, and it was excellent defending there in the end from Moroya. Fabio Silva there really appreciating it as well. And here we see this miss-hit cross. He's certainly looking for the cross. In the end, it turns into a shot. So he just catches it wrong in these difficult conditions. It's so very nearly the opener. Bellingham just dropping into the back line as Borussia Dortmund build here. Some transfer news from them. Julian Brandt was released by them as he was out of contract earlier in the summer. And the attacking midfielder has signed now for Ajax of the Netherlands on a free. They will need to replace him. They do have a couple of signings in midfield, the likes of Kara Prates and Justin Lerma, but they are young players from the Brazilian and Argentinian leagues, respectively. And they might want to get a little bit more experience of European football or German football in there before the season starts in 3 weeks against Bayern in the Super Cup. It is a very youthful squad that Niko Kovac has. Can he trust the young players? Well, they will play with no fear. We've seen that in this past season. As I said, with the likes of Inacio getting into the first team reckoning, as well as Luca Reggiani. Both of them playing well when called upon. Goalless here, and it's still lashing down with rain. You can hear it as well in the background. It's a cute little ball forward, but the sliding interception there from Ko. That's a nice looking ball forward. It just wouldn't quite come down though for the attacker, who's come back in again there, Nagakura, ahead of Anton. And now the shot from Ryan, and well off target. There's a man down on this near side for FC Tokyo. There's a nice ball forward from Moroya, looking for Sato. And just beating Anton to it there. A little bit of hesitancy, and it was Sato who was then taken out. Ryan with his first real view of goal. Well, Anton wanted the free kick. He was never going to get it. And complaining to the referee about that. Takasaki, though, not interested. It looks as though Romeo Ritter is also needing some treatment from the physios here. The youngster is okay to continue, though. We've already had to take Kani Chukwuemeka off. He was just caught there in the challenge with Sato. The conditions getting worse and worse as it looks as though we're going to have a break here from the rain. The referee just waving the players off field as the pitch is absolutely saturated. And the players then heading down the tunnel. Such are the poor conditions. It looks as though we're just going to have to wait for this to go away. Well, everyone then heading into the dressing rooms for now. We've only played 33 minutes, and we won't want this game to be cancelled here. It's a big event in Tokyo with Borussia Dortmund visiting.
Please take all and follow the instructions of the stadium staff. Attention please, an official thunderstorm alert has been issued in the stadium area.
Well, it's a thunderstorm alert, in fact, which has been called.
Follow the instructions of the stadium staff.
Liebe Zuschauerinnen und Zuschauer, aufgrund einer offiziellen Gewitterwarnung wird das Spiel nun für kurze Zeit unterbrochen.
20時より試合再開する予定をしております。Attention please, we are scheduled to resume the match at 8 p.m. Attention please, we are scheduled to resume the match at 8 p.m.
Liebe Zuschauerinnen und Zuschauer, es wird geplant, das Spiel um 20 Uhr fortzusetzen. Das Spiel wird um ca. 20 Uhr fortgesetzt.
Good go, boys. It's good. It's a lot better.
I'm ready. I'm ready, yeah. I am, yes. So after that disruption then because of the thunderstorm warning, it looks as though we are just about ready to get going again here in this pre-season friendly between FC Tokyo and Borussia Dortmund. The rain was absolutely lashing down from about half an hour before kickoff, and well, in the end, the referee hearing there's a thunderstorm warning, it meant a disruption for us, a break in play of around 20 minutes. The Borussia Dortmund players already out on the field, getting ready to continue. Yet to see the FC Tokyo players return to the field, but we should get going imminently. Well, it is goalless in the match, as Borussia Dortmund have been on top. Fabio Silva with a snapshot, perhaps the best effort we've seen so far. It was saved by Seung-Gyu Kim. And the other highlights, we saw a curled cross from Netscher, which just drifted wide. And then similarly, Maximilian Bayer with a miss-hit cross, which was stopped with a diving save by Kim. Well, it's been difficult conditions. It looks as though it has cleared up a bit. We'll see if the pitch is still saturated or not. But it does look as though we are ready to get going finally. One little bit of concern for Borussia Dortmund is that Kani Chukwuemeka was forced off the field with what looked to be a knee injury. Tried to play on, but we got to the hydration break, and in the end, hopefully as a precaution, he was withdrawn by Niko Kovac. And a warm welcome for Takata Yamamoto, the Japanese midfielder for Borussia Dortmund. Well, there we are. We stopped play at 32 minutes and 36 seconds. We will continue from that point. So around 12 minutes until half-time. Then we'll have another break, as Koji Takasaki gets the game restarted. And there will be Patrick Dreves with the goal kick. And away we go, the long ball up the field from the third choice Borussia Dortmund keeper, who is in today in the first 11. Well, the players keeping warm in that 20-minute break due to the thunderstorm warning. And can Borussia Dortmund continue their good play here? They've been well on top in possession, 73%. 3 shots to 1 as the ball is played forward there and intercepted by Anton. Bellingham just getting caught, and the shot coming in there. The effort in the end, though, well wide. It was Homer who had popped up from the left-hand side, just trying to curl this one, and you can see gets it all wrong. As soon as he hit it, he knew it was going miles wide. Well, perhaps that break will do FC Tokyo some favours, as they were finding it difficult to deal with Borussia Dortmund before the thunderstorm warning came. Well, 10 minutes to go before half-time. There was that delay. If you're just joining us, that's why we're only in the 35th minute. The ball played up towards Fabio Silva, who did well to get the snapshot in the 14th minute. Bellingham and Chukwuemeka just linking up. Chukwuemeka finding him. And Silva with the arrow shot. Well saved by Kim. That's the best we've seen in this match so far. Svensson there, playing a right wing back today, rather than on his usual left. Just getting the ball out of play. Ryan with the hold-up play. And as we see, Bellingham brought down. Just in the challenge with Hummer. Reggiani. Mecha firing that ball towards Svensson, who did manage to control it. Dreves towards Ritter, who it would appear was booked earlier on in the game, just before we had that thunderstorm break. As Fabio Silva carries the ball through midfield, continues his run, and he was looking there for Inacio. Well, it was excellent play from the Portuguese. In the end, FC Tokyo getting enough players back to deal with the danger. And Moroya giving the ball away. The FC Tokyo players have struggled at times with the distribution out from the back. I want to be a little sharper with the league season starting next week against Machida Zalvia. Well, Borussia Dortmund look a lot sharper and fitter than they did the other day in the previous friendly against Cerezo Osaka. Schultz. It's a decent ball out from the back line. Moroya down the line looking for Ryan, but it looked as though it'd just gone out of play. Flag goes up on the near side. And always looking to release the Brazilian striker as quickly as they can. Niko Kovac right on the edge of his technical area. Well, the interruption in play doesn't seem to have really upset the rhythm of Borussia Dortmund. Silva. This quick little turn, and then he's given the option here for Bayer. Playing it back across, and hacked away in the end by the Tokyo defence. Plenty of black and yellow shirts in there for Borussia Dortmund, but now here comes the break for FC Tokyo. It was Ryan leading the charge almost alone. He only had Nagakura anywhere near him, and lost possession in the end. Ritter. Mecha. Reggiani again pushing up into midfield and then spraying the ball towards Bayer here. And the move breaks down there for BVB. And it's Homer coming forward now, but he's just been brought to ground there by Mecha. Mecha came in to take the ball. It was Reggiani who brought him down. Oh, the FC Tokyo fans getting louder and louder as the game goes on, as Moroya feeds this one towards the near post. Decent low ball in. And in the end, it will be a corner for the home side. Yamamoto with some defending there to do. Ryan and Schultz both near him. Comes in and the header is won by an FC Tokyo player. Wide though in the end. Hashimoto, the defensive midfielder. I think they want the corner. It does look as though it comes off Anton Last, although when you see it from that angle, looks as though the officials have got it right. Goal kick for Borussia Dortmund. Well, 3 minutes remaining of an interrupted first half. As it's just allowed to run there through to Joe Bellingham by Mecha. Almost threaded it through there. Bellingham, as diving in there is Ritter, taking a bit of a risk if he's honest on the yellow card, as we see the chance there in the end. The ball just breaking for Bayer. Couldn't quite get a hold of it. But still, the stop from Kim was set up by Fabio Silva. Anton with another interception there, as you can see the disappointment from Bayer. He was looking to make the back heel flick and didn't manage to get it to his teammate. And his play races up the other end. Ryan with the layoff towards Hashimoto. Now Moroya pushing forward more and more. Gets the ball again. The captain finding Sato. As Bayer came to try and make the tackle. And just looks as though he's been caught on the top of the foot. He's limping away from that one. Oh, cool. And that's a lovely little ball. They couldn't work the space for the shot. It was Nagakura. He's just popping up in these little positions, causing problems for the Borussia Dortmund defence. Just running off Marcelo Ryan. As we tick into the final minute of the first 45. Well behind schedule after the thunderstorm warning. Schultz. Looks as though we're going to go in at the break goalless, unless there is a sting in the tail at the end of this first half. Borussia Dortmund on top in the game in general. As Mecha finds Bayer. Just looking to put it into a space around the penalty spot there, but Schultz got across. Bayer again. Little layoff for Fabio Silva. And almost a chance there for Yamamoto. 1 minute of time added on. Barely a stoppage other than for the thunderstorm warning in the first half. Yamamoto towards Svensson. Bellingham. And it just went under the foot there of Svensson. Well, the half-time whistle goes then in this pre-season friendly between FC Tokyo and Borussia Dortmund. It is goalless at half-time, with Borussia Dortmund dominant, unable to break the deadlock though. Well, we had the thunderstorm warning. That has put us behind by around 20 to 25 minutes. But you can join us in about 15 minutes or so for the second half of this friendly, where we're expecting a raft of changes for Borussia Dortmund.
find official merchandise exclusive to the match and merchandise store inside the stadium. There are special items such as t-shirts and towel scarves with today's date and match after none. A perfect souvenir for your visit. Supplies are limited, so be sure to go to them before the start. Starting mail with the sort of the up, and you get rid of all several tools on the service. You can go to the color, it's like a t-shirt, how to
Im Fanshop innerhalb des Stadions finden Sie offizielle Fanartikel zu diesem Spiel. Sie erhalten dort zum Beispiel T-Shirts und Handtuchschals von der heutigen Begegnung und dem heutigen Datum. Die Stückzahl ist begrenzt, greifen Sie einfach schnell zu.
Next week on Saturday, May 30th, at National Stadium, FC Tokyo will provide against FC Machina Zelda at the 2026 J1 League Season Opener. Kick-off is scheduled for 7 p.m. It's football long in one legacy. 来週8月8日土曜日、味のスタジアムにおきまして、2026 J1 リーグ開幕戦 FC 町田ゼルビアをプレゼントします。キックオフは19時を予定しております。新シーズンの幕が変わる重要な一戦。皆様ご来場の上、熱い声援をお送りください。
So we're ready for the second half of this pre-season friendly between FC Tokyo of Japan and Borussia Dortmund of Germany. The Bundesliga side have been on top in the game. It was an interrupted first half as well due to a thunderstorm warning, but the Germans impressing today much more than they have done in previous friendlies so far this pre-season. Obviously, Niko Kovac's side starting to get into their rhythm. The one blot on the copybook, though, for them, the injury to Kani Chukwuemeka midway through the first half. He was replaced by Yamamoto. So it will be FC Tokyo to get us going with the second half. The best efforts in that first half coming from Borussia Dortmund, with Fabio Silva forcing a stop from Kim as we see the first effort coming in there of this second half already. And it was the new signing, Nikolai Wallis, who came on at half-time for FC Tokyo. Cost 1.5 million from Brøndby of Denmark. Player of the season in the Danish Superliga 23-24. So comes here with a good pedigree. Looking to make an immediate impact on the game, but his shot from range well fielded by Patrick Dreves. As here comes Fabio Silva at the other end. Now Ignacio with the chance. And that is an excellent tackle coming in there. We're just stopping the Italian in his tracks there, and it should be a corner. Well, it was a substitute, in fact, who came across there, Masato Morishiga, the 39-year-old. Experience against youth there, and experience coming out on top. That's an interesting corner which has been fed in. And the clearance completed in the end by another sub, Teruhito Nakagawa. Good pressing there from FC Tokyo. And the shot could come in here. It does. It's just pulled wide, though. Taorat Sumida. It was another half-time substitute for FC Tokyo. They're bringing on a couple of players after the half-time break, with their season starting next week competitively. We didn't think that they would make wholesale changes, but they have indeed. Only 7 changes were made at half-time as the corner comes in there from another substitute, Fuki Yamada. Played for Nacional in Portugal on loan for 6 months. They've started well here in the second half, FC Tokyo, with those changes. Sumida doing well again there. Youth product for FC Tokyo, 22 years old. 3 caps for Japan. Didn't play at the World Cup. That injection of freshness here for FC Tokyo, making it difficult for Borussia Dortmund. It's Khalif Naganda there. Here he is, just keeping the ball in. Another of the substitutes. Mori as well at the back there, just playing the ball out wide. He gets the ball returned. And we'll spray this towards the left for Naganda. It's a confident start to the second half from the hosts. 5 minutes into the second period, still 0-0 though. For Borussia Dortmund, Riedel has come on for Ritter, who was on a yellow card, the youngster. And the second substitution as well. With Enzo dos Santos coming on by the looks of it, the Luxembourg player. With roots in Cape Verde, the 17-year-old central midfielder. Niko Kovac bringing on young players again, not bringing on more experienced players for the youngsters. As here we go with Enzo dos Santos and Fabio Silva looking for the return ball towards him. Just rebounded off the defender. Back to the Portuguese player. Svensson still out on the right-hand side. Treves. Short ball forward for Anton. Well, let's hope we don't get any thunderstorm warnings again during this match. We could have done without the interruption in the first half, as Yamamoto, their first half substitute, who came on for Chukwuemeka, was caught in an offside position. Well, Niko Kovac's side still looking for their first goal of the Japanese tour. There, just stooping to head the ball infield. Tamurat Sumida unable to do anything with the possession in the end. As then we see dos Santos going down. Bellingham. This is excellent experience for the likes of dos Santos, even though it is a friendly. It's brilliant for them to be involved in the first team picture in pre-season, as Fabio Silva turns, and that's a fantastic goal. Out of absolutely nothing there. Fabio Silva with the turn, and he absolutely rifles it into the far corner. Well, he's delighted with that one. And he will be looking for an improved second season with Borussia Dortmund, just settling in. Last time out, showed flashes of what he can do. This time he will be really looking to either partner Girassi or support him. And well, with finishing like that, he may well be in the first team plans for Niko Kovac. Well, FC Tokyo started the second half positively, but they've fallen behind here to this wonderful goal from Fabio Silva. Absolutely nothing that Kim could do about that one. And indeed he did arrow it into the bottom corner. Well, there is the first goal then of the Japanese tour for the black and yellows of the Bundesliga. Yamamoto. Inacio. It's weaving. Reggiani forward. Yamamoto just getting a touch on that and then colliding with Tawarat Samida. And 10 minutes into the second half and Borussia Dortmund leading. Bayer. Bellingham. Lovely little ball into the penalty area, to the left-hand channel. And that will be another corner. Inacio. They're forcing it. And more defending for FC Tokyo to do here. Anton just trying to push his way through. The ball too high for him, but it will come on this near side for Bayer. Back across, half cleared. It's good enough for Tawarat Samida, who's on the run and is shoved over by Joe Bellingham, but play going on, is it? In fact, the stoppage is called by the referee. He's looked lively since he came on. It would appear as we're going to see some more changes here now for Borussia Dortmund. The likes of Serhou Guirassy, who top scored for the club last season with 22 in all competitions, coming on. He has a driven pass there with his left foot towards the edge of the box, comes to nothing. And then there's the free kick as Bellingham was caught. Yamada with the tackle, as here is the only goal of the game so far. Fabio Silva with it. Turning really well. He knows exactly what he wants to do. And that's the end of his game by the looks of it. It would appear as though Guirassy is going to come on to replace him. As here come all the changes. So Jan Kuta coming on for Daniel Svensson. So a proper, in inverted commas, right back coming on rather than a left back playing on the other side. Anton going off as well, the captain, and handing the armband to Guirassy. Oh, Joan Gardou as well, new signing from Salzburg for almost 20 million euros. Mathis Albert as well, a USA young player who also plays for the under-19s. Also looks as though the Swiss player Adji coming on. Miguel Adji, 18-year-old left back, So good experience then for the youngsters of Borussia Dortmund. 7 or 8 of the youngsters being invited onto the Japanese tour in pre-season. Well, half an hour of the match remaining. Can Borussia Dortmund hold on here to this lead? Can they increase it? Or will FC Tokyo get back into the game? It's been a little bit of a disappointing performance, to be honest, from Rikizo Matsuhashi's team. Runners-up in the league last season and losing in the playoff final. We thought they would provide a sterner test for Borussia Dortmund. You've barely been in the game, to be honest. They did have that bright start to the second half, but that was extinguished by the goal from Fabio Silva's. Here we see an attack building. Bellingham with the effort from 25 yards and safely fielded thereby the keeper. Tanaka. Yamamoto in midfield for Dortmund. As it will appear as though Kuto's gone out towards the left-hand side, so perhaps Niko Kovac just experimenting with inverted full-backs, with Svensson, who was playing at right-back today. Here is Kuto again. Lovely little ball. And will it be a corner? No, it won't, says the referee. Well, Bellingham has played a lot of football in this tour so far, starting both games. With only 3 players to do so. As that's a sharp turn. And FC Tokyo could be away here. It's not such a great ball, though, towards the left for Taurad Samida. Made something of it, though, as he drifts in field. But the momentum of that move fizzling out there for FC Tokyo in the end. As Kashif, they're looking to burst forward. And Naganda. That's a lovely little pass, and the chance here for the equaliser. And Drivers equal to it. It remains 1-0 to Borussia Dortmund. There might be another opportunity here for FC Tokyo. Well, it's snuffed out there by Bellingham. Well, some beautiful play there from FC Tokyo. We haven't seen too much of that from them in this game. It was Nakagawa who had the eventual effort. Rodriguez called into action. We'll just have a little stoppage here with 25 minutes to play. change here for the home side. As Shuto Nagano coming on for Ito Hashimoto, the defensive midfielder. Shuto Nagano, 20 years old, an AFC Under-23 Championship winner earlier this year. Only making one appearance in a competitive fixture for FC Tokyo, but perhaps signs that he will feature more regularly in the new J1 League season. Battling going on there. Nagamda's come away with the ball. Trying to find Valles, and the return to him. In the end, though, away by Enzo dos Santos. And showing confidence to try and run out with the ball as well. Eventually, Cole getting there with the sliding challenge to put the ball out. Good clean tackle. Well, it looks as though it's time for the hydration break. Well, the pattern of play very similar to in the first half, with Borussia Dortmund on top and getting the only goal as well of the game so far through the Portuguese striker Fabio Silva. Superb finish it was at the start of the second half. A smart turn and hammering the ball into the bottom corner. Not really seen too much from FC Tokyo, though they did have that smart play a couple of minutes ago. It ended with Nakagawa breaking into the box, stopped by Patrick Dreves, as the camera there focusing on Nagamoto, the Borussia Dortmund midfielder, youngster who came on for Kani Chukwumeka, who looks as though he's picked up a knee injury. Hopefully nothing too sinister. So we've got a quarter of the game remaining. Plenty of changes for both teams. Maybe another one coming here for Borussia Dortmund, by the looks of it. It's going to be Ayman Azil coming on, the Albanian who plays for the Borussia Dortmund reserves. And looks as though he's coming on for the substitute, Takato Yamamoto. Yamamoto started the game the other day. Missed out on a start for this one in Tokyo. However, was on the field with just over 20 minutes gone. So he's played a good part in this one. Gadou just playing the ball towards midfield. Enzo dos Santos. Reggiani still in that back line, as he was at the start, as Valles just trying to lift that one forward. Just a little gasp of breath around the stadium. Anticipation as the new attacker for FC Tokyo picked up the ball. One cap for Denmark, the 29-year-olds. And again, he was looking to just brush off a player there, but I think there was a foul in the build-up on Reggiani from one of his teammates. Well, conditions much better than in the first half when we had that thunderstorm warning. A 20-minute break occurring there, but I don't think we're going to have one here, although we may have a second goal. As is a deflected effort this time. Patrick Treves again with the diving stop. But once more it was Nakagawa who got the shot away. Into the box, and Couto was there. Bright on either side of the field. And again, it was a slide rule pass through towards Nakagawa. You can see the defender there, Riedel, was retreating. And he's at the other end as this corner comes in. Keeper came a long way there. Tanaka without making contact. Couto, dangerous ball, and the chance here for 2-0, and Reggiani, well, was it a save or did it come rebounding off the post? It was an excellent low volley from him. Well, we're going to have another look at that one. But it was a terrific effort from the young defender. Almost doubling the lead there of Borussia Dortmund in this friendly. 18 minutes remaining. The ball going all the way back to the goalkeeper for Borussia Dortmund. As we're still yet to see a replay of that Reggiani effort. You can just hear some fireworks in the background. It probably is to do with the baseball match which is going on in the arena next door. So a busy night in this area for sport in Tokyo. Ishihara, the ball in, headed away at the edge of the box by Dortmund. It was Cole trying to curl it. Reggiani there, doing really well. Tarat Samida had the run on him initially. As here is the chance for Reggiani at the other end. And it comes off the foot of the post there. The goalkeeper diving for it. Getting nowhere near it at all. Off the post though. The corner coming in, and it was a dangerous one, but it will be Borussia Dortmund who can come racing clear on the counter-attack. There's a foot race on here, and it's been won in the end by Ishihara against Enzo Dos Santos. Quarter of an hour still to go in the game. 1-0 Borussia Dortmund. Gadou. Slowing it down to walking pace, the Frenchman. Couto. It's been unceremoniously dumped to the ground there. Easy decision for the referee for the free kick. Pace really has gone out of the game here for a while. We did see that break a couple of minutes ago from Borussia Dortmund with Dos Santos. Other than that, it's been a much slower second half, really. Angamda. The chance to Vallis, putting the ball across, and 1-1. The equaliser, but they look across and the flag is up. Well, let off that for Borussia Dortmund. It was Yamada who thought he'd got the equaliser. Let's have a look. The ball is sprayed over here. And yeah, Vallis was in an offside position as he collected the ball on the left-hand side of the box. Celebrations cut short there for FC Tokyo. Now Couto is catching his man, and that will be a yellow card for the Brazilian full-back. Perhaps just getting a little revenge here on Ishihara. Oh, it's a heavy landing as well. That's really uncomfortable, dear oh dear. A new signing from Urawa Red Diamonds. Really experienced player at 27 with almost 200 J1 League appearances. Really heavy landing for him. That's knocked the wind out of him completely by the looks of it. He is okay by the looks of it. Rikizo Tsuhashi will be happy with that. There's another player getting stripped and ready to come on. It looks like Yuta Sugawara is coming on, a youth product for FC Tokyo. Only 18 years old. Made 1 3-minute appearance in the J1 special season. And good experience for him to come on against the giants of the Bundesliga, Borussia Dortmund.
Wechsel beim FC
10 minutes remaining. As Borussia Dortmund look to finish off the Japanese tour with a win, flying home tomorrow. The first match ending in a 1-0 loss. Will this one end in a 1-0 win? Cerezo Osaka was who beat them the other day, the J1 champions, just pipping FC Tokyo to it in the playoff at the end of last season. Today FC Tokyo look as though they are going to succumb to Dortmund. They did have that goal ruled out for offside, but they haven't created a great deal since they fell behind. There is a dangerous looking run here, and the ball fired across, and again the danger man in the middle was Nakagawa. Tarat Samida, when he gets a run on that left hand side, he's been a threat. The ball just delivered above him on that occasion. Well, over 32,000 fans here for this big friendly, despite the adverse weather conditions at the start. So FC Tokyo starting their season next week in the league against Machida Zelvia. And a big friendly again next week as well for Borussia Dortmund as they face Arsenal, the Premier League champions. They've then got another friendly lined up at home at the Signal Iduna Park against Roma of Serie A. Before there's the Super Cup, also hosted by them against Bayern. As it looks like there was a heavy collision there for Enzo dos Santos. And a couple of players just being called to their feet here. Justin Lama, Ecuadorian attacking midfield, only 18, new signing from Independiente. And he'll be coming on. Santos looks in some discomfort. Well, it looks as though he wants to stay on, Dos Santos. What's the decision going to be, though? Niko Kovac just going across to check. Just a nice pack on the knee for now. And as with 6 minutes remaining, Borussia Dortmund again temporarily down to 10. And Kuto looking to play that one around the corner. Now Ajay. Gadu safely out towards the left-hand side. Kuto, just a small player, but very strong, low centre of gravity. As here comes Lerma. Looks as though he is actually going to come on for Dos Santos. That will be disappointing for the young man. But again, a precautionary measure. Or have they had a change of heart? Perhaps just speaking too soon, although Lerma... Perhaps it's a different substitute they want to bring on, as it does look as though Dos Santos won't take any further part, as Reggiani there just catching the player in the box, taking a risk. And it looks as though he's come off worse. Or is it a penalty? Going down was Taurat Samida. It's a heavy touch. And as he looked to get on the end of it, he is stopped there by Reggiani. Well, it could easily be a penalty. Not sure if the referee was pointing to the spot or not. It all happened so quickly. And it would appear as though there is no penalty given. There's no VAR in this friendly. Lerma now coming on finally for BVB. It's a short run out for him, 3.5 minutes. There won't be too much stoppage time, I would have thought, despite all the changes. It is only a friendly. In the first half we had 1 minute added on, despite the hydration break as well. And Joe Bellingham is furious with the referee. He wants to just keep his emotions in check, the Englishman. Left-footed clearance by Dreves. Can FC Tokyo find a late equaliser, perhaps? Breaking forward again on the left was that man Taurat Samida, but the offside flag goes up against him. He's Justin Lerma. Only 18, he certainly looks older than that. Great physicality. Despite his short frame, he's a very strong player. And as we see Gadu there coming in with the foul. Kagawa really trying to make a game of it here late on. Initially taking it away from the towering Frenchman, but caught by those legs. Late free kick then, with just over a minute remaining of the friendly. Who's going to take this for FC Tokyo? So Yamada might fancy it. He's a fairly long way out, but he's going to go for it. And it ends up a long way off target as well. 8 goals in 64 J1 League appearances. to find the target at all from that free kick. So we'll see how much time added on we will get at the end of this match. Hold-up play and the ball across, and plenty of defenders back there. Reggiani eventually getting it clear as we're into 2 minutes of stoppage time at the end of the game. And obviously in pre-season, Niko Kovac probably not too worried about the scoreline of fixtures. He'll be happy that his team have seemingly got this one over the line after a couple of losses in pre-season so far with the young squad. He'll be very happy with the performance of some of his young players here this evening. Also getting minutes into the legs of the senior players as well. I'd imagine that next week against Arsenal would be the first real serious friendly as such, with a proper first team 11 being fielded. Certainly the following week against Roma, you would think that that will be almost a first team fixture. As Guirassy couldn't really challenge for that one aerially. Here he is. Ball for Couto, and he goes for the strike and trying to catch out the keeper there. And he almost managed to do so. Good stop in the end by Tanaka. Well, let's have a look here. I don't think the goalkeeper was expecting that shot at all from Couto. It was an unorthodox save, an uncomfortable one, but he did get it out for the corner, which will be taken by Jan Couto on this near side. Short one for Lerma, and as he takes it, that is the full-time whistle. So here in Tokyo, the pre-season friendly between FC Tokyo and Borussia Dortmund has been won by that man, Fabio Silva. It was an excellent goal as well, on the turn before rifling into the bottom corner. No further goals after efforts, though, from the likes of Nakagawa of FC Tokyo as they tried to get back into the game, but they lost 1 week before the J1 League season starts again for them. For Borussia Dortmund, a win to end the Japanese tour. They fly home tomorrow, and they face Arsenal next week in the next pre-season fixture. As it was a really good workout for both sides. FC Tokyo perhaps need a little bit more work before they start their competitive fixtures next week. But Borussia Dortmund looked a lot fitter and brighter today than they did a couple of days ago against Cerezo Osaka. Well, thanks very much then for joining us for that pre-season friendly. Very entertaining, and if you're a Borussia Dortmund fan, a really positive result as well. Take care, have a nice weekend, and goodbye from me.
ドルトムントニコ・コバチ監督に来ていただきました。今日の試合お疲れ様でした。
Vielen Dank für das Spiel heute. War sehr anstrengend gewesen, oder?
Ja, vielen Dank auch für das Entgegenkommen bzw. für das, das Höfliche hier, was wir hier erleben durften. Das war einzigartig. Tolles Land, tolle Menschen nochmal, möchte ich sagen. Aber es war heute auch schwierig für beide Mannschaften. Man hat gesehen, nach dem Regenguss war es auch ziemlich schwül. Also beide Mannschaften sind ans Limit gegangen.
まずは今日試合こちらできて本当に嬉しいです。日本がすごい素晴らしい国で、だからここで試合できて本当に良かったです。で今日の試合はすごく難しくて、で雨の後もすごい蒸し暑くて、だから試合の条件すごい難しかったけどいい試合できて良かったです。